Okay, welcome to the fascinating world of economics. This is in chapter 1. We talked about PPCs, and on your test, a PPC, which stands for Production Possibility Curve, and we talked about opportunity costs. So what we're going to learn here today is how to calculate opportunity costs. On your test, at least 22 points have to do with calculating opportunity costs. So again, opportunity cost is when you make an economic choice, you are going to choose one thing over another. And so what a production possibility curve measures is what a business helps a business measure when they make economic choices. What is it going to cost them? So in the case of, we're going to make pretend that we have a bakery, okay? And here in front of us, we have a big pile of flour. We've got some yeast. We've got some blueberries because we're going to make blueberry muffins, or we're going to make loaves of bread, okay? So what this PPC is going to show you is the different combinations of loaves of bread and muffins that we can make. Because if we decide we're going to make lots more muffins, then we have to reduce the number of loaves of bread we have, because we only have, again, one of the limitations of a PPC is that your resources are limited. That's one of the assumptions. Your resources are limited. You only have so much flour, so much blueberry, the rest of the resources that go with it. So if we made nothing but loaves of bread, if you look at our graph here, you go all the way up here to the top, we can make 12 loaves of bread and zero muffins, okay? If we made nothing but muffins, we can make 130 muffins, okay? And we come over, it would be 0 loaves of bread, okay? So we're gonna make some combination of each one, but when we do, there's going to be an opportunity cost involved. So let's say, for example, I decide I'm going to make 10 loaves of bread. Okay, so I make 10 loaves of bread. I'm going to come over here to my graph, and I come down, and I find out, well, how many muffins can I make? And we find out we can make 50 muffins, okay? So the opportunity cost of making 10 loaves of bread is 80 muffins. Why? Because how many muffins could I have made? I could have made 130 muffins, okay? But because I decided to want to make 10 loaves of bread, I can only make 50 muffins, okay? So the opportunity cost of making 10 loaves of bread is what we didn't make here, which is 80 muffins, okay? So let's decide, okay, I want to make, let's say I want to make 7 loaves of bread. I come over here and I come down, and I find out, well, how many muffins can I make? I can make 100 muffins. What's the opportunity cost of making 7 loaves of bread? It is 30 muffins, because I could have made 130, but I took some of my flour and I made loaves of bread. So the opportunity cost if this question were asked on the test, it would be, I'd say, what's the opportunity cost of making 7 loaves of bread? When you come up to your graph, you come to 7, you come over, you find out, well, how many muffins can you make? You can make 100. So the opportunity cost of making 7 loaves of bread is 30 muffins. Now, it can work the other way as well. Let's decide, I might ask you on the test, what's the opportunity cost of making 80 muffins? Well, you come down here to 80, and you come up to the graph, and you come over and you find out, well, how many loaves of bread can I make? I can make 8 loaves of bread. What's the opportunity cost of making 8 loaves of bread? Can you figure it out? It is 4 loaves of bread. 80 muffins, the opportunity cost of making 80 muffins is 4 loaves of bread, because you could have made 12, but it took you, because you made 80 muffins, you had to make less bread. How much less bread? 4 loaves of bread. That's your opportunity cost. So the opportunity cost of making 80 muffins is 4 loaves of bread. Let's decide, let's say we want to make 30 muffins. Well, we come down here, we want to find the opportunity cost. So we come to 30, we come up to our graph, and we come over and we find out, well, how many loaves of bread can I make? I can make 11. So what's the opportunity cost of making 30 muffins? It is 1 loaf of bread, okay? That's the opportunity cost. You could have made 12, you can only make 11 because you made 30 muffins. Now, let's assume that you're operating your bakery, and you're currently making 5 loaves of bread. So we come over here to 5 loaves of bread. You find out how many muffins can you make. You come down here and you see it's like in the middle there, so that's 115 muffins, okay? Now, let's assume that you're running out of bread every day at your bakery, so you want to make more bread. So we want to find out what's the opportunity cost if I increase my bread making, say from 5 to 9. So we come up here to 9, and we come over to our graph, and we come down here and we find out, well, how many muffins can we make? 70. How many could we make at 5? It was 115 right here. Okay. So what's the difference between 115 and 70? It is 45 muffins. So the opportunity cost of increasing my production from 5 loaves of bread to 9 loaves of bread is 45 muffins. That is how you calculate opportunity costs. Now, one of the important things about a PPC is, what if I decided I wanted to make 7 loaves of bread and 70 muffins? Well, there would be my point. I'd be making 7 loaves of bread and 70 muffins. This is not good. Can you figure out why it's not good? It's not good because this distance represents here resources that I still have laying here. I still have flour laying here. I still have blueberries laying here. I've got yeast laying here. I've got workers standing around not working. I've still got resources I can use. So we call this point in here underutilization. Underutilization. What that means is you're producing under what you're capable of producing. Now, any point on the curve, right here, we're doing 5 and 115. If we're doing 7 and 100, if we're doing 9 and 70, all these points are what we call efficiency. Efficiency. That means we're producing the maximum amount. All our workers are working at 100% all the time. All the resources are being used. Everything's being sold. All these points are called efficiency. Now, what if we wanted to make 100 muffins and 11 loaves of bread? Well, 100, we come up here, out here. That point out here, we can't do that. We don't have enough resources. So we call this point out here impossibility. It's called impossibility. Any point outside the curve is impossible. Now, what if we wanted to make that combination of 100 muffins and 11 loaves of bread? Well, we'd have to buy more flour and we'd have to maybe hire another worker, buy more flour. We'd have to get more resources if we wanted to make that combination. So this is how our PPC works. And we'll see you next time in the fascinating world of economics.